Hey guys, so the past few years of my life have been really quite crazy since coming back to Jesus in 2021. I grew up um, in the church, but lukewarm, just kind of like denominational, just going about the motions type of Christianity, religious type of stuff. And long story short, I got really sick in 2020, and that made me cry out to the Lord, and He brought me back in 2021. And since then has been a journey of drawing closer to Him, and He's given me many dreams, rapture dreams, tribulation dreams during that period of time. It's actually crazy. The very night I gave my life back to Christ in 2021, I had demonic attacks at night, which the world would call sleep paralysis, but is not sleep paralysis, it's demonic attacks for a week straight. And the very night I cried out to Jesus and said, Lord, I give you my life back. I've been lukewarm. I want you to have my life. And very night, attacks at night, just called out the name of the Lord, and they left. But it happened for a week straight. But that was crazy. But after that period, I had a number of dreams, rapture dreams, tribulation dreams. And the very first one I had, and at this point, I didn't even believe in the rapture of the church. I had been raised that Revelation was kind of like metaphorical, it was stuff that had already happened. It was just a second coming, and it was not prophetic in any way, which is not true, obviously. And I just remember it was so lifelike. Preceding being caught up into the air, I don't remember what was in that specific dream, but I just remember I can see it in my mind being shot up into the air at lightning speed and just with people around me cheering. Like the only thing I can describe it like would be that if you're at like a sporting event and everybody was just had their hands up, arms up, cheering, rejoicing, just ecstatic. I was going up at lightning speed, feeling the pull, and just pumping my hands and arms in the air, knowing I was going to heaven. And I can, these God dreams that you can think back and they just, you don't forget them. It was so powerful. And when I woke up from that, it was like, you know, I had never really thought up about the rapture up until that moment, but God has a way of kind of breaking your paradigm and showing you the truth. Um, but I've had more detailed ones since then. And there was one I had, which goes in vein with the other one I just said, of the rapture. And there was a scene where my mom, my dad, and my sister and myself were walking on like an abandoned street with everything looked gray, everything looked just dark, and you could just have this sense of feeling that spiritual wickedness and evil. The world was just falling into evil. We were right at the cusp of just a bomb, not literal, but that will happen too. But in the dream I had was you could just sense we were descending into darkness, like hell was coming upon the earth. And at that moment, my view got drawn back and I saw the globe. And then I saw all different streams of light all over the place from every continent, from every country, shooting up and then shooting up into the sky straight into this huge ball of light. Beautiful, bright ball of light. And when that last stream shot up into that ball, it shot up into heaven. And then I woke up. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. And I love how God does that. He, many times when I have dreams like this, I'll wake up right after it, and it will always be like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. It's always funny. It's always made me kind of chuckle how that happens. But so there was that. Um, and there was a very detailed set of two dreams that I had regarding the tribulation. And I just remember seeing a scene where I was in an abandoned warehouse. Everything was gray, everything was dark. And in these dreams where I see that, you can just sense the desolation and the darkness and the spiritual darkness and the wickedness. Like you can tell the Holy Spirit is gone. You can tell the light of the world is gone because we are the light of the world. And it's like something out of an apocalyptic movie where it's just hopelessness. You just feel hopelessness. And he showed me in the dream. He said that this is the pre-tribulation rapture of the church. I was seeing it after that, but that's what I heard in the dream. And I was in the warehouse, completely abandoned, like an office building, papers and stuff strewn everywhere. It was just totally desolate. And then I saw a scene of cars on a highway and moving in towards the city, as if there was chaos, there was fear, there was panic, but the people that were there were forced to, in those cars driving to the city, were forced to continue life and continue working, but there was a sense of control, government control that had taken over, and kind of like a Big Brother type of thing, where there was everybody was controlled, but they were forced in that moment to continue working and moving forward. But the beast system was getting tighter and tighter on the people. Um, and then it went from that, and then later went to another scene where I saw this, obviously much further on in the tribulation, a football stadium with gates and like prison cell bars around it, and walked into it, and there was police presence, not police, but like martial law, military presence, and everybody was rationed with food, rationed with water. It was like something you see out of I don't know, just like a horror a horror movie. Everybody was stuck in there like it was, like a societal concentration camp, and people were the forces, the military forces in there were like ruthless, um, totally depraved, didn't care about anybody that was in there, and people were starving, people were dying. It was a terrible thing. But yeah, so there was scenes of the tribulation, this other dreams of us being pulled up in the rapture. But um, I also will say too, if you want to have these dreams, just ask the Lord. Um, the more I've asked Him, and the more I've written them down and shared them, the more He gives. And he talks about what He whispers in your ear, shout from the rooftops. So if you obey Him, I mean, he gives us these things to share with people that are unsaved and saved, and to just put it out there. Um, so if you're really wanting to communicate with the Lord in this way, just ask Him and be obedient in sharing that with other people. But yeah, so I hope these dreams that I shared gave some clarification to other people, maybe, or encouragement or something. But um, yeah, keep going. We're almost there. Thanks, guys.